Welcome back to another episode of Talking Sports with your boy DP. And it's your boy DP here with y'all. You know, Miami, ranked number 4 in the nation, 9-0. Just spanked Duke, 53-31. Sorry, Manny Diaz, but we had to do it to you, my boy. You thought you almost was gonna pull it off, huh? We gave you a little hope in the first half, but that first half was stank. I'm talking about big booty stank that I ain't washing 5 days stank. I'm talking about skunk stank. I'm talking about garbage can stank that got crowds that y'all had the crowd boil in stank. Stank. But go Canes, baby. So we got the job done. The second half looked completely different. It was a tale of two halves, if we being honest. That's what this game was, a tale of two halves. We seen two different Miami Hurricanes teams come out of them. One in the first half, we like, I don't know what's going on. And in the second half, we seen a whole nother machine. But I will say it was really the defense that was stinking up the party in the first half. If we being honest, I chill. But let's get into it, man. Let's talk about this game a little bit, man. My dog Cam Ward. Before I get into what my dog did on the day and how good my dog looked, this, that, and the third, I want to say this. I don't know if anybody else would agree with me on this, but Cam Ward kind of reminds me of a young Donovan McNabb. I could be tripping, could just be me, but that's what I see. You feel me? Because Donovan McNabb was gonna use his legs a little bit more though, especially when he was at Syracuse. He was balling. A lot of people ain't see that though, because that was back in the 90s. Even though I had to look it up, because I ain't get into Donovan McNabb till he was on the Eagles. But that's who Cam Ward game kind of remind me of a little bit. And a mixture of a Pat Mahomes is also like a Pat Mahomes mixed with a Donovan McNabb. But I could be crazy and I could just be out of my mind saying that. But my dog Cam Ward on the day, 25 of 41, 400 passing yards, 5 TDs, 1 INT, and 1 fumble. My dog got busy. He made it look easy out there. And one thing I want to say also, us Canes fans, we got to stop saying, we wouldn't be winning these games when you have Cam Ward. If Cam Ward wasn't here, we wouldn't be winning these games. You guys have to understand, the game plan would be completely different if we didn't have Cam Ward. Our team is built to run the ball. And if you want to be honest, if we just wanted to stick to running the ball, we could have had 500 rushing yards on the day. The way the offensive line was blocking and our running back was running, and if we added AJ Allen to the party also, we could have easily had 500 yards rushing, easily. But we gonna let Cam Ward do his thing, because my dog is a Heisman contender, so we gotta let him put up his numbers and get his stats also. And I ain't mad at that. But Cam, that fumble did not have to happen, my boy. For the simple fact, could just let my dog Jordan Lyle get busy and run that thing in, but to each his own. And that interception, my dog. Again, you gonna catch it. You breaking the cardinal rule though. You just like, it is what it is. Somebody at some point, somebody gonna catch it. Which honestly, if somebody do end up catching that thing, feel me, they gonna take it to the house. More than likely, it's a good chance. But another thing happens, somebody catching that thing, they gonna get hit. Cause you feel me, you can't really do nothing but focus on the ball in that situation. It's a jump ball situation. The best man gonna get it. So hopefully he don't do it no more. But he said he gonna hit it. So hey, to each his own. But shout out to my boy Cam Ward, Cam for Heisman. I heard my dog out here got a cologne. He got an NIL with Adidas. Doing big things, man. The only thing now we need is my dog to win that Heisman Trophy. So next year, when I watch, the commercials and I see the Nissan commercial in the Heisman house, I can see a Miami Hurricane jersey walking around that thing. You feel me? It'll be lovely, beautiful, great. We shall see, though. But speaking of the running game, man, listen, all running backs, all big boys, Damon Martinez, Mark Fletcher, they was running that route like they had a point to prove. I wish they would have just gave them the ball a little more, but like I was just saying before, we gotta let our dog Cam Ward do his thing. I ain't mad at that. But Damon Martinez, 11 carries, 66 yards, 2.6 yards a carry, and Mark Fletcher, 12 carries, 65 yards, 1 touchdown, 5.4 yards a carry. Man, shout out to Mark Fletcher, man. Way to stay strong, man. I know you feel me. You probably battling, what's going on, what happened with your father. And, my condolences to you, like I said on my last show. And you're a strong young man, man. Keep going, keep fighting. Things going to get better in life. This situation like this is just a part of life. And everybody lost a loved one, and I know it's hard, man. So stay strong. Keep going, keep fighting hard, man. Everything, time heal all wounds, you feel me? Time heal all wounds. Well, shout out to my boy Mark Fletcher, man. Way to go, man. Way to go. Mark Fletcher. Shout out to Mark Fletcher, man. Mark Fletcher Jr. Elijah Lofton, though, I also got to, you feel me, give a shout out to my boy Elijah Lofton, man. Shout out to him, man. He got him a little tuggy out there. And he was able to really impact the game for the simple fact with a lot of his blocking. That boy was blocking his butt off also, man. And Elijah Lofton, he's going to be a key piece to this team next year and, the years to come while he's on here, man. Because the young man can make some plays. When they gave him that squid kick, they didn't know what they was doing because he could have took that thing to the house. They was playing with the right one, you feel me? But shout out to Elijah Lofton also, man. Way to go, man. And what else, man? Let's see. Oh, yeah. How could I forget? Let me hit a water break before I even, Shout out to the new all-time reception and all-time receiving yard leader, Xavier Restrepo. Shout out to you, young man. I remember when you first got here, I can't think of the class, I can't think of the year. But when you first got here, man, what stands out me the most was the Alabama game. I think you were the only player that scored a touchdown in that game. And before the season started, a lot of people was doubting you, saying, oh, he's small. Oh, he can't get open. Oh, we need to replace him with this person and that person. Oh, we need to let this person get more playing time. But you know what you did? You ain't hear none of the noise. You just kept working. You just kept grinding. You just kept getting better and better and better until it was undeniable that they couldn't say nothing but you was one of the greatest to ever do it at the University of Miami. Shout out to Xavier Restrepo, dog. Way to come out here and do your thing. That is the example of a football player that you want on your NFL roster. This is a hard-working, grinding young man. Ready to perform, ready to work hard, and always open. Call him Mr. 7-Eleven. Shout out to Xavier Restrepo. 8 receptions on the day, 146 receiving yards, 3 receiving touchdowns, 18.2 yards a catch, and also the ACC wide receiver of the week. Shout out to my boy Xavier Restrepo. And my boy Jacoby George came to the party. Beautiful catch on the sideline by Jacoby George, by the way. 4 receptions, 74 yards, 1 touchdown, and 18.5 yards a catch. And my boy, big body, big game, sure-handed Isaiah Horton. Way to go, young fella. 6 receptions, 71 yards, 11.8 yards a catch. Man, listen, man, this offense showed that it can be unstoppable. Our wide receiver room is deep. Because we got freshmen in the holster that y'all ain't even seen yet. I'm talking about y'all seeing these big play wide receivers. I'm hearing people talking about we don't know what we're going to do next year, what we're going to have next year. We have so many people leaving. Next year is next year. We 9-0 this year right now. Don't worry about next year, cuz. We 9-0 this year. And we got some young gunners in the back ready to go ham as soon as they get the opportunity. Don't let that fool you. We just got the guys that been here doing what they supposed to do. Catching the ball, running their routes, getting open, scoring, making plays. Converting first downs in ugly situations. One thing I can say about Cam Ward, the young man ain't sweating no 3rd and 15 or no 3rd and 20. I'm telling you, he ain't sweating it. I wish we don't put ourselves in those situations, but shoot, it ain't nothing to a Cam Ward. Just being honest. And what I will say too, beautiful blocking by the offensive line and everybody. Really, I seen plays that wide receivers was blocking, tight ends blocking, running backs blocking, the O-line. Beautiful blocking this game. It was so many plays where the blocking set players free because the blocking was just so beautiful. Great job of the offensive line. Great job for the whole offense. The whole offense was blocking. I seen running backs, wide receivers, everybody was blocking. Good shit, Canes. I love it. And in the second half, we outscored Duke 36-3 on that ass. Now, I'm going to talk about the defense a little bit because we got to. But before I get into the defense of what I seen, the flaws and all that, shout out to OJ Frederick. Shout out to my freshman dog. My freshman coming out here showing people how to lock down. Now, I said on the episode back, I said Travis Hunter was the only defensive back that I seen in the nation that was truly locking stuff down and truly got that lockdown ability. But OJ Frederick, you got a chance to prove to me that you could be another defensive back out here in this country that can lock stuff down. Because I ain't seeing many this season. It's far and few out here locking stuff down this season. I ain't seen too many defensive backs. I can't name nobody other than Travis Hunter. But now I can put OJ Frederick in the mix. Because my freshman was out there trying to lock everything down and doing his thing. OJ Frederick. 0 catches allowed on 5 targets. 1 INT, 1 PBU. He could have had 2 INTs, but they counted as a pass breakup. 0.0 passer rating allowed. 78.2 coverage grade according to PFF. Shout out to OJ Frederick Jr., dog. That's how you ball, man. That's how you come out here and lock stuff down. Way to go. The rest of my DBs need to take notes, because what I will say, my boy Jedias Richards, man, hopefully he have a speedy recovery, because I seem kind of serious, man. I hate to see any kind of leg injury, especially when it comes to my DB, because you need your legs. But Jedias Richards had 5 tackles on the day, 1 INT, man. And it looked kind of rough early, you feel me? It looked kind of rough, you feel me? It ain't look that good. It looked real rough in the beginning, but he started making plays on the ball, which I've been asking these guys to. You feel me? Start looking a little nice out there, but lo and behold, man, damn. My dog got out and got hurt with an injury. So we're going to have to see what we got in the stable in this DB room, you feel me? I wouldn't mind seeing one of these young guns go out there. Give Ryan Mack a chance, man. Let the freshman get a chance. You got the other freshman, OJ Frederick, turning up. Slowly involve him in the game plan. Put him in situations where he could win in. And we'll go from there. But Mish Powell, Jaden Harris, my guys, I gotta see better play out of y'all too. I gotta see more. I know my guy Mish had the INT, but that was easy money INT right there. Feel me? Malik Murphy, he didn't want to get sacked. He just threw that thing up. If he'd have held it any longer, he was gonna be a safety. But Mish Powell, we gotta see more. We gotta see better play out of you. You are a senior. You have played a lot of football. So in some situations, I would just expect you to know what you should do. You feel me? Like, I don't know if you're trying to play hero ball and try to make up something for somebody else, but we gotta see better play out of you, Mish Powell. And we gotta see better play out of you too, Jaden Harris, my boy. I'm not mad that they're giving you a lot of this playing time, because you're gonna need it, because we more than likely gonna need you for the next season. But young man, you gotta get in that film room. And you gotta learn this game as much as you can. Because in some situations, I'm just seeing you out of position too much, my brother. But I know y'all gonna get it together. Y'all gonna get it together. And my boy Kiko Malnoir, I want to say my boy had 6 total tackles on the day, but it was kind of mediocre day. And you know what? With the pass that the wide receiver caught on him, the deep ball, I'm not mad at that because you got schemed up in the bad situation. You feel me? That was a perfect scheme for the offensive coordinator to do. They put you in a bad situation. They got the best matchup they could find. You feel me? In that situation. Now they had a linebacker manned up on the running back that's elusive. So 9 times out of 10, the running back gonna win in that situation. So they ain't give you no help. I want to say Meach Powell should have cheated over to your side to at least help you out. You feel me? If I see a linebacker covering a running back, oh, I gotta help him, dog. I'm gonna cheat over a little bit or something. We gotta tighten up in that situation. But with that being said, though, that lead right into my next thing I want to talk about. But let me hit a water break real quick. We cannot play man. We can't do it. And Coach Gidry, I don't know if it's a pride thing or it's a stubborn thing that you just refusing to just strictly just play zone and keep everything in front of us. But bro, we can't play man. And then when we do play man, we giving free releases. We playing 5 and 10 yards off the wide receiver. That's why they keep hitting the slants. We ain't putting our we playing man. We ain't putting our hands on nobody. We playing man, giving free releases. That's outrageous. Listen, I'm not that, you feel me, throttled by the defense because the first half it was looking abysmal. But, bro, we need to play more zone, man. And another reason why I say we gotta play less man, because the wide receivers are not either communicating enough or not understanding on some of these mesh routes or routes where you feel they trying to give wide receivers like kind of like a pick or a screen routes in that nature. They're not understanding if they're playing man. In some situations, you're gonna have to pass off your wide receiver to the man next to you, and y'all switch guys. And that's the perfect way to play that. But they not understanding that. So you better off just playing zone and have somebody already in that zone, so at least he could either make a play on the ball or catch the ball. Or tackle the person, or tackle the wide receiver. But with that being said, though, RDBs have to attack the ball more. I said it in the last video. Attack the ball. I seen it a little bit more this game. They started attacking the ball a little bit more, but it was times they still wasn't attacking the ball. And I feel like if they would have attacked the ball more, Duke wide receivers wouldn't be able to catch all the... Listen, Duke wide receivers was catching almost everything. If anybody came to play this game, Duke wide receivers came to play. All them guys was catching everything. I don't know what got into it. It's like them boys was... They knew the draft scouts was out there or something. They trying to get looks. Cause them boys catching there. I'm talking about one-handed OBJ catches on the sideline with the toe in, diving catch. I'm like, them boys catching everything. It was getting ridiculous, man. But and too, man, Coach Land gives you. I feel like we just gotta keep the defense as simple as possible, bro. If you see they're not understanding these man concepts, man, you gotta just do the simplest defense possible. Keep everything in front of you. Tell you guys to tackle and tell you guys to make plays on the ball. Play zone defense and do not give free releases. Give your defensive lineman more time to get to the QB because we keep giving up these free releases and they just hitting us with quick slant routes or the quick routes underneath. Because our DBs playing 5 yards off and 10 yards off, which is crazy. Well, let's get into these team stats, man. Miami offense was 6 of 12 on third downs, 526 total yards of offense on the day, 400 passing, 9.8 yards per pass. I love it. 126 rushing yards on the day and 4.1 yards per rush. And honestly, we could have had more rushing yards. I feel like Cam probably checked out of some of the runs like he did when he fumbled that time. You got to tighten up, man. You got to stop checking out all the running plays sometimes, you feel me? And we had the ball for 31 minutes and 51 seconds of the game. We got the ball a lot longer this game because, our defense was getting us that ball back. Shout out to the D for causing the turnovers, though. I love that. But speaking of the defense, we held Duke 5 of 13 on third downs, and we allowed 405 total yards of offense to Duke. And majority of this was through the air, man. It was ridiculous. We made Malik Murphy in the first half look like, Peyton Manning or somebody out there. I couldn't give a good analogy other than somebody I know slaying the football. Somebody, he was hitting all targets on all marks, man. His wide receiver, like I was saying, making some hell of a catches. Like, them boys came to play. The Duke wide receivers did, that is. In the passing game, we allowed 325 passing yards, but we only allowed 80 rushing yards. And I think we also playing a lot of man because we trying to sell out to stop the run. But listen, we got to force people to try to grind. We got to force people to have 80-yard drives or 90-yard drives. We can't let them have these big chunk plays through the air, giving up 20 and 30 and 40-yard passing plays, you feel me? And making it easier for them, because then by the time they get in the red zone, then they're going to run the ball, because now their life easier. So we got to tighten up in that aspect also. Excuse me. But like I was saying, defense forced 4 turnovers on the day, 3 INTs, 1 fumble, man. Exciting day for the defense. But yeah, man, them boys, Duke wide receivers, it was outrageous how them boys catching everything. Them boys turning the young Randy Mosses out there. But let's talk about next week's game. But before I get into next week's game, I'm gonna get a little water break. Number 4 ranked Miami, 9-0. Going to Atlanta, Georgia against Georgia Tech, 5-4. And we're gonna see what we're gonna do, man, because we owe Georgia Tech an ass whooping, dog. I'm just gonna be frank. We owe them some get back. Coach Mario, they tried to just humiliate you because you ain't take a knee. Talking bad about you because you ain't take a knee. Just everybody was trying to make the Miami Hurricanes the laughing stock of the nation because my dog ain't take a knee. Even though my boy Don Chaney ain't even fumble. The refs robbed us in that one. But ain't nobody was in the uproar about that when the refs robbed us in that situation. But they want to be in the uproar about the Virginia Tech situation. But haters gonna hate and Miami gonna win. It is what it is. But Miami Hurricane offense coming in this game averaging 556 total yards of offense. Number 1 offense in the country. We doing it what it do. 370 yards passing per game, 186 rushing per game, and 47 points per game. Defense allowing an ugly 310 yards per game, giving up 215 passing and only giving up 95 rushing, allowing 22 points per game. But our pass coverage is getting abysmal. But I feel like we play more zone, keep everything in front of us. Them numbers will look a lot better. We force quarterbacks to beat us and make his reads and find an open man through the zone. If it is open man in the zone, you feel me? Make a quarterback play quarterback. I'll make it easy for him, man. Because obviously every time we going man, we getting cooked like burnt toast. But my boy Cam Ward coming into this game with 3,146 passing yards, 29 passing touchdowns, and 6 INTs, 45 carries, 187 rushing yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns, and 1 receiving touchdown on the season. My boy Damian Martinez, 104 carries, 595 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns, 5.7 yards a carry, and Xavier Restrepo, my boy coming into this game with 51 receptions, 856 receiving yards, 9 receiving touchdowns, and 16.8 yards per catch. And just a fun little fact about these Canes, man. Miami has 5 players with 300 or more receiving yards and 3 or more receiving touchdowns. We got 5 players with 300 or more receiving yards and 3 or more receiving touchdowns. Everybody getting to have fun. Everybody getting love. Everybody getting to get some of these catches. We got other receivers with catches, receiving yards, but I just felt like that was impressive that we got 5 players with over 300 passing receiving yards. I mean, but let's talk about Georgia Tech a little bit, man. Georgia Tech offense coming into this game averaging 422 total yards per game, 245 passing yards, and averaging 176 rushing yards, averaging 27 points per game. Defense allowing 323 total yards, giving up 213 passing, and giving up 110 rushing, allowing 22 points per game. Now, I don't know if Hayes King is going to be back for this game or not. And if he does come back, I don't know how healthy he's going to be going against this aggressive Miami defensive line. And I don't know how much effect his key weapon, his running, which is his legs, is going to be. But I'm going to talk about both quarterbacks just in case Hayes King don't play in this game. But Hayes King coming into the game with 1,568 passing yards, 8 passing touchdowns, and 1 INT. 122 carries, 598 yards, and 8 rushing touchdowns. So I told you, Hayes King is a deadly weapon out there, man. He out there ready to ruin the Canes' perfect season if he play. If he don't play, man, then we're going to face Zach Pyron. And Zach Pyron, I'm not really worried about Zach Pyron at all. Zach Pyron, I don't know. But don't allow this man to look like no elite quarterback. Please play zone against him and play press zone and make this man find his read so our defensive line can get up and just dominate him. You feel me? But Zach Pyron, 409 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 3 INTs, and 35 carries, 115 yards, and 4 rushing touchdowns. Mind you, that was on his rushing stats, the 35 carries, 115 yards. Just, clear myself up on that one. And running back Jamal Hayes with 122 carries, 598 rushing yards on the season, 8 rushing touchdowns, and 4.9 yards a carry. Now, what I will say, depending on what Georgia Tech team we get, we're going to tell you what kind of game this will be. Now, if they have Hayes King come back and if he's healthy, like fully healthy and ready to go, then we could have a little bit problems with that. But even still, I'm not that worried about Hayes King. But if Zach Pyron is the starting quarterback, man, y'all better get after this young man and dominate. Y'all better dominate this game. I don't think I got the point spread. Hold on, let me see. Let me get the point spread real quick. Let's see, talk about that. See if I feel like we're gonna cover that thing or not. You feel me? But go Canes. They got us playing E-Boy at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock game, early in the morning. Man, they got Canes by only 11. Oh, if that's the point spread, I definitely feel like we're going to cover. Even though, supposedly, Georgia Tech got a pretty decent secondary, but I don't think that's going to affect us much. And even if they do manage to affect our wide receivers somewhere, we can still run the ball. Our running game is clicking right now. We just ain't using it to its full ability, if you ask me. And once we decide to do that, teams are going to be in trouble. So I feel like we're going to spank Georgia Tech. Definitely, we're going to beat them by more than 11. I'm going to say that right now. Because we owe them an ass whooping. We owe them because they had everybody just laughing at us, how they came in our stadium and score a last second go ahead touchdown. Just straight disrespected us like that. This year we don't got no TV, baby. But with that being said, you feel me, your boy DP finna get up out of this thing, man. But go Canes, 9-0, trying to go 10-0 again. Or you, like my team saying, 1-0. Let's do what it do, Canes. Let's get the job done in Atlanta. Get another W. Get back to South Beach, chillax, and prepare for Wake Forest. But like, share, subscribe. Go Canes, baby. And your boy is out.